Honorable Chair, last but not least, allow us invite Mr. Daniel Kenya Yiga on behalf of the Managing Director, Ugx10, Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company. Mr. Yiga.
Madam PS, we have been meeting Ugx10 several times, and I know their issues are not very many. So if they could give us an overview in the shortest possible time, but also later you will give us in writing. The last financial year we gave you 26 billion shillings. This financial year we gave you 26 billion shillings. Would be interested in knowing what did you do with that money? What is the output? Thank you.
Whether you have a short form, summarize.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Chair. I think I'll go to the issues. The issues that will save a lot of time for us. So the first issue pertains to sources of funds. Our funds are provided by the government of Uganda and the development partners that we work with. And they are broken down into wage, non-wage, as well as development from government of Uganda, as well as for development partners who support us with the work that we do in the field. And I'll something about that in the presentation. For 2026-2027, we are looking out for 4.6 billion, that is for staff costs. And then we are looking out for, that will come from the wage bill from the government of Uganda. Then non-wage from government of Uganda, we are looking at 5 billion. That will support with project implementation and supervision, particularly looking at marketing, communications, information technology, as well as administration costs. Then for the Orio project, where we have a number of hydropower dams under construction, we're looking at government of Uganda under the development column, affording us with 7 billion Uganda shillings. And this will go to civil works, electromechanical and owner engineer works, design and construction of the distribution network from the hydropower dams that are being worked on. On the front of development partners' contribution, that is off balance sheet and as such does not appear on this report. Under electricity access scale-up project, we have technical assistance for participating financial institutions, as well as ESCOs on implementation of EASP, health and safety, capacity building, marketing and communications, information technology, administration, and other attendant costs. And we are looking at government of Uganda under the development column, affording us 2 billion Uganda shillings. The rest of the funds under the EAS project are afforded to us under World Bank, which supports us with implementing the credit support facility to financial institutions, reserve-based financing to the enterprise service organizations, as well as direct lending to enterprise service organizations. We also have a line there for capacity building for financial institutions as well as enterprise support companies. Altogether, we are looking at 18.4 billion Uganda shillings in the new financial year to enable us proceed with the good work that we've been doing over the last years that we've been in existence. On issue number 2, what specific technologies we deploy under Ugx10? We have standalone solar systems and lanterns. We also look out for productive use of energy technologies such as solar water pumps, solar irrigation units, and cooling systems. Grain milling machines, solar grain milling machines, solar water heating systems, and several other technologies as they arise and get approved for our program. We also look at clean cooking solutions, especially those powered by liquefied petroleum gas, which is quite a new front that has been supported by the government of Uganda. And we've seen a lot of traction in terms of uptake with our partners like Vivo Energy, Total, and several other petroleum companies that are working in the country. We're also looking at electricity uptake, especially stimulating demand for consumption of on-grid electricity with regard to cooking, solar, ethanol, biogas, as well as biomass, improved biomass sources of energy. Right now, the country is consuming a lot more biomass, and we are trying to scale that down by way of promoting the other technologies that will support the population. The ES project, unfortunately, is expected to reach closure in June 2027, and we are looking at other sources of funding that we are working on, and we'll report to you as and when those come to fruition. On issue number 3, the question was in regard to how we assess and manage credit risk with participating financial institutions. Quite a bit of the team working at Ugx10 are ex-bankers with deep experience, and we're drawing from those skills to be able to provide overseeing of this process. So we apply a structured credit risk management framework where our posture is to make sure that every shilling that is invested is impactful or has several lives, so that we have value for money in the work that we do with participating financial institutions. We also carry out comprehensive diligence with the financial institutions that we work with, and currently we are working with about 9 that are active out of 35 that we pre-qualified. So we look at areas like governance, operational capacity, credit management systems, regulatory compliance, as well as the performance of these financial institutions. You must be seeing quite a number of them appearing in the papers reporting their financial reports. So that is also one of the sources of information that we work with to give us pointers of who to approach. Depending on the financing structure under ES, we provide lines of credit to these financial institutions that I've just mentioned to support them to on-lend to enterprise support organizations. And I'll draw from my experience as an ex-banker here. The renewable energy space has not been given a lot of attention by the banking industry. But there is a lot of traction coming from partners who are providing business development support services to support these enterprises to be able to provide the products and services that they do. And they have become more articulate and confident when dealing with financial institutions. And we are seeing Ugx10 leading the surge on that by being able to provide de-risking for these financial institutions in order to lend more money to companies that are engaged in renewable energy. We also provide partial credit guarantees, and that is part of the aspects that we leverage on to de-risk lending to energy support companies that are active in the country. Then there is a risk that we also mitigate, and that is the technology risk guarantee that we use. Some technologies are new and mostly from China and the Eastern Tiger countries, and there's a risk of these technologies failing. There's a risk of them not being able to deliver what they are meant to. So there's that particular guarantee that we provide to make sure that we have traction on that front. Then when it comes to portfolio monitoring, that area is robustly managed, where we have these financial institutions having periodic reports being presented to us to see how they are performing on their portfolio and how much uptake there is on the renewable energy products that we try to support. Then we also monitor beneficiaries to confirm utilization of funds that are afforded to the financial institutions just recently, a team of my colleagues went out across the country to make sure that what is said to be deployed in the market is exactly deployed with specific, geo-positioning of this deployment of products. Then, yes. Then issue 4 is with regard to concrete contribution to government targets. Yes, in 2026-2027, we expect to reach 100,000 households with off-grid solar access, 90,000 households with clean cooking solutions, as well as 4,000 enterprises with productive use technologies. And this is an area that I believe our members of parliament will be interested in, to make sure that there is a lot more generation of funds from the farmers that we work with in the grassroots. The overall project targets for off-grid solar, we are looking at 490,000 households, of which to date we have done 414,000 households. For clean cooking solutions, we are looking at 350,000 households, of which to date we have done 259,000 households. And I note also we are dealing and working closely with refugee hosting locations to make sure that we cover the whole country and there are more beneficiaries. For productive use, we're looking at a target of 9,000 systems. So far, we have done 3,750, and we're expecting to be more bullish in the coming year to make sure that this particular area is given enough attention and uptake. On issue number 5, we're supporting the private sector on areas of market activations, working capital facilities, as well as technical assistance. With regard to market activations, there are technologies that we bring on the market through our ESCOs that we work with, and the market needs, the public needs to be educated on how to use these technologies. We don't want to just push them. So the market activations are also supporting on the front end more and more uptake of the technologies that we are deploying under Ugx10 in partnership with the ESCOs that we work with. Then on the constraints that we have at Ugx10, one that is very salient is lack of facilitation of awareness activities, enough facilitation of awareness activities that I've just mentioned. So on that front, we need budget support to make sure that the quantity is already placed in the budget. So I think that's about it, PS.
Thank you, Mr. Kenya. Chairman will revert back to you. That closes the agency's submissions.
I can say Honorable Kasai is very, very happy. I don't know if you hurry to take leave from here. You're not very sure. You're doubting our capacity. If we can give you all the budget requirements, why not just a meal? Mr. Chairman, please, I think a man like Honorable Samba will need you because he has a lot of issues he wants to raise. The last time we had a cordial meeting with him is when I was arbitrating between him and Honorable Kasai, and they are now friends. They are now peaceful. But that was in Karuma. And unfortunately, Madam PS, when Karuma and the Honorable Minister kept us, the Honorable Minister kept us there. The Honorable Minister kept us there for 3 days. And these colleagues were there, and because the community was very touched They had been waiting for a settlement for 13 years. I don't know if you have allocated enough money to handle the issue of resettlement package at camp. It was a very serious issue. Our usual very good friend and calm minister that time lost his. As we are trying to really deal with that issue. So it is one issue which we need to take very serious in this process. Because if we do not resettle, the project
Honorable Chair, we do appreciate raising of this issue, and indeed in our budget we've provided 10 billion Ugandan shillings to support lapono project affected persons. However, the ultimate budget is about 52 billion, so we have a deficit of 42 billion, and we highlighted it in the unfunded priorities for the ministry. So if we can get another 20, that could push us through next financial year, and we do significant work in addressing this very important issue.